The Savvy Diva Show, all about the money, building wealth, talking finances, business credit, time to invest in yourself. Hey, the Savvy Diva Show, take it to the next level, time to be great, giving you plenty advice. This is mogul talk, even real estate. Let's go. Letitia, here to help get it done. Live the lifestyle that you want. If you ready for it, let's go. This is the Savvy Diva Show. Woo!
Well, we're going to jump right in it because I want to be respectful of your time. I know you probably got other things going on, and I can tell you it's going to get a little loud in here in a minute. So, football's on. Yes.
Yeah.
So, number one, I think that it's so exciting that we have you to be one of our guest presenters in the Align, Accelerate, and Ascend Mentorship Program, which I'll talk about later on because I really want to jump right in so folks can hear who you are, what you do. And if y'all don't know, y'all better remember this name, Michelle Lenore, because she is killing it in the government certifications, contracting, LinkedIn space. She is all over the place when it comes to just really helping people to realize what the opportunities are, especially for diverse businesses. So I'm not going to steal your thunder. I'm going to let you tell the folks all about everything that you do.
Oh, no, absolutely. So I am Michelle Lenore, your $1,000,000 business accelerator. You're like, $1,000,000? Why not $1,000? No, $1,000,000. We talking about millions, y'all. And so I help small minority owned business owners pretty much learn about the government certifications, get them certified within the government space so they can take those certifications. You might be thinking like, for what? What industry do I have to be in? It doesn't matter what industry that you're in, the government needs you. And to pretty much to level that playing field, they have certifications that you can get as a woman-owned business, as a Black-owned business, a Latino-owned business, as an Indian-owned business. Again, they want your products, they want your services. And so I help you with that. And then from there, take those certifications, all those certifications, flip it, put it on LinkedIn, and pretty much get corporate contracts. And I know Letitia, she talks a lot about that. And so that's where we pretty much had meshed on that, because you can take what you're doing right now, whatever it is. So you'd be like, Michelle, is it shoes? Is it beauty? Is it? And every time you say, is it, I'm always going to say yes.
Absolutely.
It's like, yes. Yeah.
So I love that. I love that. So I think that, you touched on, why those certifications are important in the government contracting space. I would say on the corporate side, where we see that being valuable is most corporations have supplier diversity goals.
Absolutely.
They have certain spending targets that they have for what we call tier one, which is the same thing as prime contractor, right? So this is direct spending. They have a contract directly with you. You would be considered a tier one, and tier two. So tier two is if you have a relationship with a prime contractor that has the direct contract, but maybe they're not a diverse business. So they typically have goals for tier two spend as well. So that means that prime contractor that gets that $2 million contract, they've got to spend a certain percentage of that with diverse businesses to make sure that those dollars are still flowing through to those diverse businesses, or what we would call disadvantaged businesses, right? So that tier one, tier two spend for corporations is extremely important. And I can speak to my experience. Most corporations are now moving away from what we call self-certification.
That's right.
I know you have a lot of conversations about that, right? Where they would allow you to say, yes, I'm a Black-owned business. I'm Black, I'm female, you can see that, right? So they are moving away from me telling you that I'm a Black-owned or a woman-owned business or a veteran-owned business to now having to prove it. And the way that they
Absolutely.
want you to prove it is with those government certifications. So if you don't have that, that means that if I'm that corporate buyer and I'm spending money with you, I don't get to count that towards my goal.
That's right. That's right. And that's all important when you're talking to your shareholders. So if you're showing your shareholders, you're showing your investors, like how can you prove, like right now within an organization, how could they prove that that 30% spend actually went to minority owned companies? How could they prove it? And from their end, that would take a lot of effort. It's like, okay, I need to see your financials. I need to see this. I need to see all that. I need to see your birth certificate, or I need to see your passport. And honestly, they don't have time to do that because there's
Mhm.
organizations out there that does that already. And again, you want to, your organization, they want to look like the superhero. They want to look like, yes, we work with diverse
Yeah.
companies. But again, like you said, if I'm just saying, oh yeah, I'm a Black female, and if I was married, my husband and I, if the business was 50-50, that's not a woman owned business. See, so when we talk
Mhm.
about those percentages, you have to be at least 51% owner of that business to be considered as the majority minority, however you want to put it.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes. And so, y'all, she just dropped a gem. If you didn't catch that, when you're structuring your business, if you're married or if you have a partner, you need to think about that. Be strategic with that ownership split, because that can definitely make the difference between you getting consideration for a contract that's set aside for a woman-owned business
Yeah.
or minority-owned business and not, right?
No, that's huge because, and another example, and I love how you reiterated that, if you are a Black female and your spouse is white, okay, again, you have to take that into consideration because it's 50-50. Your business is not a minority owned business at all,
Mhm.
at all. But if the wife is 51%, again, is Black owned and is woman owned business. This also goes for the vets. It's not 50-50 anymore. At some point in time, somebody told me it was. I never saw it. When I talked to some veterans, it has to be at that 51%.
Mhm.
So like you said, when you're structuring your business, it's great if you're going in with your sister, because I know you're doing things with your sister, girl.
And she
Both
on
of you.
here, they said.
Hey girl, right? So so if you guys are 50-50, that's fine because you're both female, you're both Black.
Yeah.
So all that works out. So again, when you're structuring, when you're looking at stuff, when you're looking at contracts, then I always tell folks, talk to a business uh, consultant or a business attorney, just in case you're concerned that someone could overthrow another partner and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that way? It's not all that.
Yeah, yeah. That operating agreement is critically important.
Yeah. Yep.
So, this is a question that I get a lot on the corporate contracting side. So, I want to hear your perspective on this. So, do people ever ask you, like, okay, so when am I ready to start bidding on government contracts? Let's just say, I'm still in what I would call startup phase. So, maybe 6 months in business. Am I ready to go out there and compete if I have my certifications?
I would say yes, because if you have a client, if you have a clientele already and you're already providing the service or providing the product, then you're ready for the government. Now, just like any type of contract, no matter if it's within the government sector or if it's in the corporate space, they will look at this. Do you have the capacity to actually, you can bid on it, but can you execute it?
Mhm.
And so, like right now, if you're only a one member LLC, which is great, single member LLC, can you really handle a $300 million contract?
Mhm.
And if you can't by yourself within your capability statement, which is great because we talk about capability statements, do you have a teaming capability statement? And you're like, Michelle, what is a teaming capability? Wait, what is a capability statement, Michelle? you know,
Yeah.
so a capability statement is a resume, as if your business was a person, what would that resume say? Okay. So yes, it is about you, but what can your business do?
Mhm.
So if you have a teaming capability statement, just like Letitia and her sister, they have a capability statement that they can submit to a corporation as one entity. So now there will be someone who's the head over the other. That doesn't make a difference. They can bring that as one, and they put all of their everything that they have, all of their strengths together, all of their certification together, everything. So they want to see, are you teaming with someone? So you may be the prime for that. Okay,
Mhm.
but you're bringing in others. It all depends what type of expertise that you're bringing in. So yes, are you ready? Absolutely. Collaboration for those bigger contracts are a key. So who's in your network? I
Man,
know who's in my network.
hey girl. But what you said right there is something I don't think people really, they don't really get it all the time, and that is that um, there's strength in numbers, right? So
Yes,
if you consider what each one of us has to bring to the table, like I think that the way that you and I collaborate is a good example of that, right? So
hmm,
you definitely have that expertise on the government certifications. You're a LinkedIn master, like all of the
I
things, right?
love LinkedIn, y'all. Money's on LinkedIn too.
Listen. Yes, so those things complement so well what I bring to the table, really more on the contracting side, the funding, and really helping people to ensure that they have kind of strong foundational things
Absolutely.
built into their business to allow them to scale. So you bring up a really good point about how you can team together with other individuals or other companies that are strong in the areas that you're weak, right? So if you put those strengths together to fill in those gaps, now you can basically get the benefit of three different. Um, let's say it's three people that are coming together, three different sets of experiences,
Absolutely.
past performance, all of the things that now make you a good, solid package when it's being looked at as an opportunity for you. So I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that. That is something we don't do enough in terms of collaboration. And if y'all are hearing this, you don't have to be business partners to do that, right? So
Say that again. Say that. I'm serious. People
yes,
be like, I don't want to. I don't need a bit. You don't need a business partner. You guys are
exactly.
collaborating. I love. It's like this. I just saw a contract. It was. I want to say it was through the Navy, and they were doing this huge event. And I want to say I believe their budget was maybe like 20 to 30 million.
Hmm.
So the ask was for an event planner. So I know why they asked the event planner, because who does the event planner know? The event planner knows the DJ, they know the food,
Caterers.
they're right, all of it. And that's what they were asking for. They were asking for makeup artists, they were asking for hair, they were asking for music, they were asking for food, they were asking for housing,
Mhm.
even the Airbnb housing. They were asking for, if you're in daycare, they were asking for daycare services. So the sky's the limit. And again, like a lot of these colonels and captains and things, they're flying in from different areas. They have to look a certain way. So if you do the what is it called, a stylist,
Mhm.
all of this is important. So how many people did I just mention? And I'm sorry, and then even though they have their own security, they also ask for personal security.
Mm.
So how many industries was that? And as an event planner, you might know like half. I want you guys to say, okay, I need to know this, and this, because if my thoughts are that one day I'm going to do an event for somebody in the White House who is the president, right? So then it's like,
Mhm.
who do I need to know? Who do I need to know? So that is just so important.
Yeah, so your network is in this space, your network, like you
Yeah,
you you will miss out on opportunities because you can't be everything to everybody in terms of what their needs are. So you need to be definitely linking up with people that have complementary businesses and complementary skill
Absolutely.
sets that you can work with together. So I would just love to kind of hear you give us maybe one success story about where you've seen someone leveraging government certifications to open up new opportunities in their business. There's one that I'm thinking about already, but I'm curious if you're gonna say the
You're
same
so
one.
funny. I mean, it probably is. So I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to call her Danny, and don't be mad at me when I look. I just gave her a nickname. She'd be like, don't do that. But she's married, so she's 51% of the company, and she does a lot of the back end. She's over the finances. She's like the face. Her husband, he does a lot of the operations, out in the field, everything. So she is woman owned, minority owned, black owned, you name it. She is the face of the business.
Mhm.
So with that, she was, filling out not applications for RFP. She was getting, different contracts, 25,000, 50,000 here, whatever. Again, having her certifications. So she reached out to me like, Michelle, it's not, things aren't working, right? And so I was like, well, are you putting it out on LinkedIn? Because
Mhm.
again, how will they find you? I know, with your certifications, you are in a public database. They do, they'll look at you, but it's just letters and numbers on a spreadsheet.
Mhm.
How do you shine? On her LinkedIn, we revamped her LinkedIn. Okay. We revamped her LinkedIn. We revamped her capability statement. And I know I was saying like within 6 months. When I looked at it, guys, it wasn't 6 months. Within 3 months,
Wow.
3 months, she was able to get a contract that was over $500,000.
Mhm.
All right. She was like, that has never happened before.
And
All right.
she's in the trucking industry, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And I'm
Mhm.
gonna tell you what, a praying woman, because I was like, she had everything. I was like, Lord, and I seriously, I do pray over my clients. I ask for supernatural blessings for my clients, and God does
Amen.
not disappoint. He don't disappoint. He'd be like, okay, you asked for it, this was happening. Then after she got that $500,000 contract, she had noticed she had saw uptick on her LinkedIn profile. They were looking at her LinkedIn. Guys, they're not looking at your Facebook. They're not looking at your Instagram. They want something nice and solid, and she posts on there. She got another one. She got another contract that she got. It was with her and her husband, $250,000 every 3 months. Okay, so when we do the math, that's $1 million
That's a
contract
million dollar
because they'll
contract. Yeah.
all right. And found out I was like, oh, that's $1 million. She was like, no, they need me for about 2 years. That's a $2 million contract. Okay, then she called me and she was so excited. She said, Michelle, this was my biggest one that I got like that. Like they just came out the gate with the money. $3.2 million. Okay.
Ooh.
So when we start adding up, we were like 500,000 here, 2 million here, 3.2 million here. She was strategic because again, her and her husband, they could have went 50-50. She was like, no, let's do 51, 49%. And that allowed the corporations and the government, because she not only got it through the government, she got a $7 million offer. Okay. Within less than 24 hours, when she put her certification out there, she got a 7-figure offer.
Wow.
Okay. Because they were looking for a black female or a woman of color.
Mhm. Mhm.
So when I say it works, yeah, come on, y'all. The money
Listen,
is
I
out
wish I
there.
could put some hearts. Like I can't react to it. I need to put some hearts up.
Okay, let me see if I can put some hearts up for you. Put some
There you go.
out there.
That is amazing. So, I mean, and y'all, so she's talking about just one example, right? One client that took that and it's once you get the first one, then you've got opportunities because you're showing that you're able to fulfill on what they're expecting of you with those
Yep.
contracts. So you continue to grow in size in terms of the volume that you get in revenues on these contracts as you're showing that I can actually do what I'm saying that I can do for you, right? And
Right,
here's my
right.
past performance to prove that. And the same thing applies on the corporate contracting side. So I look at, where the opportunities are that just, again, me as one individual corporate buyer, where I look at those that have performed well. I don't want to have to go through the trouble of setting up a new vendor. Like, if you're doing what you
See,
need to do, I'm like, okay, where do we renew? Right. So we
right.
need to take advantage of those opportunities because they're out there, and corporations really are looking for diverse businesses so that they can meet their corporate goals. Most of these corporations, and how do you know whether or not uh, supplier diversity is important to them? Go to their website.
Yeah,
They're typically going to
absolutely.
have something about diversity, equity, and inclusion. They're typically going to have some type of corporate social responsibility report, so you can see, well, are they doing what they say they're doing, right? Are they
Hmm.
putting their money where their mouth is? So you can now start to align. Do they have a supplier diversity program? Right. So you can start to align your strategy to those companies that are actually out there and spending money with diverse businesses. Now, I can tell
I
you this,
love that.
I've looked at a lot of research, and one statistic that really jumped out at me, and I think this was from a study by the Hackett Group. But in this study, they asked the corporation, these were executives within corporations that completed this study. And they asked the question around, um, do you feel like there are enough qualified, diverse suppliers? And 75% of them said no.
Wow.
So the people that they're looking for businesses to spend money with, diverse businesses, they're not finding what they're looking for. And it's
Yeah.
because we're not getting the exposure that we need by leveraging our LinkedIn profiles the way that you talked about. We're not getting the certifications that and showing up in these databases that they're looking in. We're not out networking with these folks to say, hey, I actually can do what it is that you need someone to do in terms of providing those products or services. So I think it's up to us to get in better position and get ourselves out there. I think that a lot of us are terrified to do that. We don't feel like we are ready, or don't feel like we have, and I will just say from what I've seen of working with a lot of women,
Hmm.
we get in our own way sometimes and don't give us the credit that we really deserve for the experience and the skill sets that we bring to the table. I
I
see it
love
all.
that. I'm gonna have to say something to that. You are right. We are, as women, we are in our way. I'm gonna say, whoever's listening, you are a phenomenal woman.
Yeah.
Whatever industry you're in, the government needs you today, today, today. Don't. It's my thing is, when Letitia say yes, you have to have your business in order. Well, you gotta have your business in order anyway.
Right.
Okay. So why not, while you're doing all of that, go ahead and get certified? My thing is, they are looking for us. When you talk about the diversity space, in corporate America, there's a lot of times when we see, oh yeah, the first Black female CEO of this company or that company. It's almost like it's a shortage. It's not. The thing is, like you said, we are in our own way.
Hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
we don't feel worthy. You guys are worthy. Are you kidding me? You are so worthy. I'm gonna tell you this. I saw a contract, government contract. Guess what, guys? They were looking for a person who would shine shoes. Yes. Yes. So before you say, oh, I'm a DJ, yeah, we still need you. And corporate, oh, absolutely. They have so many sales, conferences, and stuff like that. They
Hmm.
need music all the time. But again, is your house in order? Is your business in order to present yourself as a professional? And you have to present yourself as a professional. You have to know who your target is. So if it's corporate, and you be like, oh, they won't take anybody like me. But if you say that and those words are coming out your mouth, I guess they won't.
There you
Okay.
go.
But if you present yourself, we present ourselves as ourselves authentically. but in different ways. We do dress differently, sometimes different occasions. When they say, okay, we're going to have a gala, right? How do you dress? Black tie. You don't
Mm-hmm.
come in with jeans and a t-shirt. Again, you're still you, but you're coming all spiffy and all cleaned up. That
Right.
this is the same concept. You're coming in with these certifications to these corporations and saying, I am certified. I know you have money for me. I am an expert in my industry. How do they know you're an expert? Because you have been posting it on LinkedIn. You've been showing them. You've been engaging. If there's anything with technology, you're talking about technology. It's not all of a sudden like, oh yeah, well, I just heard about this. No, you are the expert. You
Right.
know, I mean, the lady who did this to my hair, I wish I would. I'm not the expert. I pay for that expertise. The
Mm-hmm.
young lady who did this, I didn't do this. She was like, "You want lashes today?" I was like, "I guess so." Girl, I tried to put on lashes before. I almost took my eye out. Again, you know, it's like all these people have all these gifts. These women are beautiful women. I will need y'all to go forth, get what you need to get to make your business successful. So guess what? When that $30 million contract come along and y'all need somebody like me, y'all know I got my stuff in order.
That's
You need
right.
somebody like Letitia. You know she got her stuff in order, that we not scrambling. We can go to the table ready. And look, I'm ready. Let's go.
Listen, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
See, that part.
So, regardless of where you think you are in your business, I would say you need to present yourself like you are a seven-figure business today, right? So, your web presence needs to be on point. And I'm not saying go spend $3,000 on
Mm-hmm.
a custom website. My website is a little old GoDaddy website, but you
Go
wouldn't know that
daddy.
when you looked at it. Listen, I leverage that as a tool, and it's a lead generation tool for my business as well. But just know when someone's evaluating whether or not they want to work with you, they're going to look at your website, they're going to look at your LinkedIn profile. That's typically where they're going. If they got a little extra time, they might try to find you on other social platforms, but those are the two primary places that they're going to see what are you actually doing in the space that you're in. And y'all, we have to look the part. And sometimes we got to do a little bit of extra
Yes, we
just
do.
because. Don't think that certification is going to be your golden ticket. You still got to show up. And the reason why I say that is because their brand reputation is on the line if you're working with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you become a reflection of that company when you're providing work for them. The
I
company,
want to respond to that when you said
yeah.
that certification isn't your golden ticket and your branding. You have to bring forth your branding. If I'm certified, like right now, I'm certified in over 20 states. If I don't advertise that, if I don't do anything, states don't know. You know, yeah, I'm on this database, and they'll send you things out. But if I don't respond to any of those emails, how am I going to get the contract? How am I love, you know, that's the part that stuck with me, because some people are like, I got the certification now. How come the money isn't pouring in? Well, have you presented yourself? Have you come forward? Have you said that you're interested? That's just like getting a degree. We
Hmm.
got all these degrees from all these colleges. Guess what? If I don't apply for the job, I'm not going to get the job.
Exactly.
But continue on. I just had to, that
No,
part. Yeah.
listen, we here, we here. Yeah. So that brand reputation, because keep in mind that, when a company's making a decision about whether or not they want to give you a contract for some work, the type of work that I write contracts for, they're basically an extension of our company in the public view. So if I'm trusting you to go out and serve my customers, and you're basically representing us while you're out there and talking to customers, that means that anything that you do is going to be a reflection on me
Mm-hmm.
and my company. So I can't have the risk of someone that, if I'm looking at your let's just say I'm looking at your social media and you just talking real reckless about a lot of things.
You're so nice. You're nice.
Listen,
When you say talk real reckless, we know
real
what you're
reckless.
saying.
That becomes a risk, right? So if I see that you just, kind of wilding out there, I'm just like, no, I don't know that I trust that you're going to represent my company well. And I have terminated contracts because a company misrepresented what we stand for. Like the things that they were saying don't align to our brand and what we stand for. And we terminated that relationship without cause, which basically means I don't even have to tell you why I'm firing you. You just fired, right? So those are
That's
things
good.
that, you really need to consider, because especially if you are a small business, you are your brand.
Yeah,
You
you
and your
are.
company, y'all are one.
Yeah.
So I want to know that I'm going to be writing a contract and entering into a relationship with a company that's going to uplift my brand, not put it at risk. So I just felt like I needed to say a little bit more about that, because I don't think people really consider that 100%.
No, and I love that you said that was, I hear a lot of people like, my Instagram is my Instagram, my Facebook is my Facebook. Of course it is, but again, what is the perception? My thing is, now me personally, y'all don't stone me. I have no problem with the alcohol. If that's what you drink, wine, beer, whatever. But every picture on social media should not be with your hand around a glass or a can, okay? Or come on,
Yeah.
my thing is, weddings, hey, it's a football game or whatever it is, all that's cool.
But if you
All
always turning up,
all the time, all the time, y'all, all the time. It's I love how you said, I really want you to think about that. I really want you to think about that, because believe it or not, people's perception of you, that's their reality. It's not your
mhm,
reality. That's their reality. So if all of a sudden, don't worry, y'all ain't gonna find none of these pictures, but if every time y'all see a picture of me and I'm out on the beach, there's nothing wrong with being out on the beach, but what do we wear? We wear bathing suits, bikinis. I'm always out on the beach and you always seeing me in a bikini. Well, you be thinking like, well, does she work? If we give her this contract, she gonna be on the beach. Y'all don't know if, like, for that whole week I was just killing it. I was I was at home, I was boom, boom, boom. And then that last day I was like, whoo, I need a break. I'm going out to the beach. Take a picture. There it is. It's like, what we thinking? Again, it's people's perceptions
yeah,
of how they look at you. And yeah, we know it's not always right, but again, you are your brand as
that's
a
it.
business owner. Hmm.
Yes, yes. So I know we've gone longer than we intended to, which we always do,
I know.
but
Right?
I love it. I love it. Listen, I can talk about this all day, all day, all day. But what do you plan to share with my mentees in the mentoring group, and then I'll just give I'll end with a brief overview of what we're going to be doing for the next 12 months in that group. What do you plan to share?
Well, one of the things that I most definitely want to share with them is what we briefly touched about, was that capability teaming, documentation that can make the difference. Just that one sheet of paper can really speak volumes. It can speak more, it can say more than you could ever say, because um, when you give it to corporate or to the government, it's still speaking for you, okay? When you're not in their face, it's still speaking for you when it's on their desk and they look at it. And I really want to talk a lot about that, because for us, we have to put extra foot forward and to get noticed. And we got to get noticed because we are competing, even though the pool is smaller within the government certifications. Again, this is just a branding tool that will open up doors, because I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, when I talked about Danny, it was so many people at this one event, because her and I, we were at the same event, who said, oh, you're the one who did this capability statement. We never saw a capability statement like that. And when she got that $500,000 contract, they remembered her. We remembered you at this event. We remembered your capability statement.
Mm-hmm.
We saw you on LinkedIn. all of this is just important. So I want to really talk about, you do need these pieces. You need all of these pieces, and it's easy because you're
Mhm.
already doing it. You just need to bring it together and just to present it.
I love it. I love it. And I think we also talked about actually walking through the certification on one, going through an application as
Oh,
well.
absolutely. Yeah. So I
Mhm.
got a workshop that's coming up in October. And
Okay.
that's what we do. I mean, line by line. When it says first name, type it. No, we not looking at it, we not observing, we typing it in, and that's what
Mhm.
my workshop is. That at the end of that workshop, you should be done, like I would say maybe like between 80 to 90% of your stuff, depending on if you have a partnership, if you're married, things like that. That takes a little bit more. But for the most part, 80 to 90% of it's done. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I need you to win. This is
Mhm.
this is this is not just a sideline sport, as I call it, to boot camp. This is not a sideline sport. No, this is us winning. This is us walking through. This is you asking questions. This is you getting clarity, and this is you getting certified. So when you do go to someone like Letitia, she's like, okay, when they got this in order, they got that in order, right? Now what?
Absolutely.
It's all about the win, man.
Listen, and don't think that we don't keep a file on the ones that stand out. Like I have a OneNote. If I have someone that really stands out to me, I'm gonna use my phone or my camera, take a picture of that capability statement. So I have it as an image in my OneNote. I can always go back and refer to it. So if I'm looking for someone to do a specific type of work, maybe something like web development or whatever, I go into my OneNote. Oh, I remember this guy, right? Or this lady. They really shined. And, it was enough for me to add them to my little database within OneNote. So whenever I need someone to do that type of work, they're top of mind just like that. And so everything does not have to be, so I feel like I need to say this now, because some things require, us to issue a request for proposal, an RFP. Some things don't. So if I have something that is not, a multi-million dollar contract, but I need some work done very quickly, I can, do what we call a sole source, right? So this is a contract you don't even have to really compete for. If I know that you can do the work, I can write a contract with you tomorrow and get that process going. And so it it takes being out there, letting people
I
know
love
what you
that.
do and that you have the capabilities to be able to deliver on what it is that they need. So listen, opportunities are out there, but I'm gonna be real honest. Closed mouths don't get fed. If you
See,
don't
you
speak up,
see, you just said right there that just imagine how many other people look at a person's capability statement like, oh, I like that. Let's go ahead and put this in my file. She says, if y'all didn't catch that, I come on. She said, I like it. So I see what they do. I'm gonna next time when something small comes along, and who knows, maybe it takes 2 hour work, it's $5,000. Who knows? Maybe it's $25,000 for 2 days, 3 days. Who can't use that? Who can't make them? Guys, I'm telling you, it's winning time. It is
absolutely.
game time. I love when oh look, you let us peek behind the curtain. You like, you doing what? Now I gotta look at my capability statement again. No, I just did it. I just did it. I do need to send you my updated capability statement.
Listen, send it. Okay, send it. So, I mean, but this is how things happen, y'all. Like, there are deals being brokered that, I mean, you may not even know that your name is being spoken in rooms
Mhm.
because you were brave enough to introduce yourself to somebody at a conference, right? And share your capability statement. I can now take that and share it with somebody else. I can't even tell you the number of vendors that I have introduced to other business units within our company, right?
That's good. That's
Because I
good.
met someone and I realized there was an opportunity that they might have even outside of the stuff that I procure. there are other business units within the company that may need that same service, right? So if I know what you're capable of, and sometimes there's going to be opportunity that falls outside of my area of expertise or outside of my span of control. And I can now share your information with somebody else. If you got a capability statement that you've shared with me, I can now share it with
Mm-hmm.
that business unit and say, hey, I know you were looking for an electrician to do this work. I know a diverse business. Do you need some more tier one spend? Everybody's going to say yes to that. And if I
Yes.
know you're going to do good work, I don't have any problem recommending you to that other business unit, right? But again, y'all, you got to open up your mouth and say,
Love it.
I have something that you need.
I love it. I love it. You know, when you say that, you know, you and I, we had talked about this, and right as I come, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to, you know, we already discussed how long you have to stay in your job, you know, right until, y'all be like, wait till when? Don't worry about it. But you know, it's like when you have, when you got advocates like that, again, I want you guys, whoever's on here, if you have not sent Letitia your capability statement, please send it to her, because you don't know,
Yes.
again, what's needed. You were like, Michelle, I don't know what a capability statement is. Well, reach out to me. Let's have a conversation, because guess what? If it's enough of y'all, we can do a workshop. And my thing is, me and Letitia, we be on the phone, you know, I mean, not on the phone because I'm thinking of Zoom. We'll be on Zoom, and she can tell you, okay, this is what's needed on the capability statement for the corporate side. I'll be like, okay, you need to have this on the for the government side. You know, do y'all know what y'all NICS codes are? Y'all be like, okay, wait a minute, you talking to right? You know, again, all of this is needed that you can use the same document for both sides of the coin. You can use it for the corporate space, you can use it for the government space. Now the question is, do you have one? So that is, look, I know this is your show, girl. That is your assignment. Y'all get her y'all capability statement, because I know after this, I'm sending her my updated one.
Listen, you can assign homework all day. Go ahead. And I'm gonna scroll real quick because I want to make sure we're not missing any questions. Now, I did see a really good one by Destiny Thomas. Do you see that more contracts are written for products versus services, or vice versa? That's a really good question, and it varies. I would say that there is a market for products and services in every corporation and every government entity. So I don't know what it is that you do, but I would say you need to get in the head of your ideal corporate buyer or ideal government buyer and understand where opportunities might be on their side, and then have a conversation, right? Well, here's what I have to offer. I think that y'all need this. Is this something that is interesting to you? And I don't know if y'all know this, but government spending has to be disclosed. It is public record. So if you know your NAICS code, like Michelle was talking about, you can actually look up what government entities are buying in that NAICS code. So if I know that this agency is buying a lot of the service that I provide, guess what? That's my ideal client, right? So now I can come up with my strategy to reach out to the folks that are in those procurement organizations within that agency. That's how we do that. So think
Absolutely.
about that, Destiny. And Michelle, you got anything more to add to that?
Yeah, you know, again, it all depends on your industry. You know, when I say the government, they spend money on everything. Yes, toilet paper. Yes, they have a contract out there for toilet paper. But you got to know what your NICS codes is, because me, I can't be submitting stuff for toilet paper. That is not one of my NICS codes. Okay. As supplier, I do, that is, I do office supplies, because that falls under a little bit of what I do, but you got to know what that is. And I would say right now, because of what the Biden administration had put out there, that they are looking for anything IT. I don't care what it is, IT, construction, because they're doing all this infrastructure. So the infrastructure, that construction and IT goes hand in hand. So does the transportation. The transportation is because they are transporting all of these materials. You need engineers, because the engineers and the architects, They got to figure out if this is the right infrastructure for this particular building, this bridge, all of it. You need folks who are painters within the construction space, because again, you're painting the different bridges or the roads. And if you're building something, again, some of that infrastructure is building that you actually need a painter who paint walls, windows. See, as you see, I keep going more because they need everything.
Yeah.
Guess what? They have contracts out for porta potties. Why do you need porta potties? Because people are doing construction. If you have a building or you're out in no man's land, there are no toilets. They have contracts for that. So it's anything that you can think of, they need.
So Destiny, I see your next question here. If you get approved for government with services NAICS code, would you have to reapply for products? No, you just need to update your sam.gov and your SBA profiles with that additional NAICS code. So you can modify your sam.gov registration and your SBA registration at any time.
Absolutely.
And Destiny, I saw your other comment up above, not knowing what to do next. But I think the mentorship that I'll talk about in just a minute is a good opportunity to kind of take you to that next level. So I'll share with you more about that in just a moment. Are they purchasing notary services? I'm having a hard time finding contracts in that industry. Oh, girl, I'm gonna let you speak to that, and then I'm gonna give my piece.
I know. Yes. Are you kidding me? Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. This chick right here is about to get notarized, right? And I've been playing around with it, but again, the reason why I'm doing it is to help my overall client. Because remember when I said, when you take my workshop, you're done like between 80 to 90%. When it's at the 90%, the only thing that's left is to get a couple forms notarized. Okay, so I know that's, again, for me and my group, but also when it's around tax time, when the fiscal period is ending, when the fiscal period is beginning, a lot of the state governments, they are looking for someone to notarize a lot of paperwork. Okay. And so, but again, you have to have that. Okay. So you don't have to have the certification to have a contract with the government. So let's, before somebody say, do I have that? No. But if you want a better chance, then you want to get that certification so you can go to your state government and say, guess what? I am MBE, DBE, WSB, whatever bit of the alphabet that's out there, and there's a lot of them out there, that I am one of these minority certified businesses, and I'm a notary business, okay? Then you can be proactive with that. And also, once you're certified, then you'll start getting those emails, but you have to have the commodity code or the NAICS code that they're asking for, right? And with that, you can say, oh, this is what I'm talking about. So I want you to be both proactive. Once you have all your stuff in order, that you present your packet to them, and it can be as unsolicited, or it could be just as easy as Letitia had said, just you reach out to them with your capability statement, because they don't have to put it all out and let the world know that there's this contract that's out for that, because it's under that 15, I think they raise it up to like 25,000. So it falls underneath that 25,000. You can always have those type of contracts. So yes, the government needs you. Okay, right here's my piece. All right, Letitia, go. It's your turn, girl.
So in the private world, right? So outside of government contracting, if you look at private enterprise, so corporations, it could be, something like your neighborhood real estate attorneys. I would be knocking down their door right now, because a lot of people they've pivoted in their business to really embrace virtual more. So there are still people that prefer to do business virtually, even though, some things are starting to, be a little bit more open and kind of back to business as usual. A lot of those businesses are like, you know what, we kind of like this virtual world that we're living in right now. And so most of the contracts that I sign these days is through a mobile notary. I don't go to an office and sit down with a stack of papers and sign them like I used to. Those services are coming to me. So
Mhm.
you need to definitely network with those businesses. And I'm going to give you one more tidbit, because they're going to be Googling, looking for businesses that provide mobile notary services. Get you a good, and it could be real basic, but a Google My Business profile,
Mhm.
because that is free advertising. If someone Googles mobile notary near me and I see that you have a Google business listing, I will call you, I will reach out to you, I will visit your website. It is free advertising. And I will tell you, with those mobile notary services, that's how it happens. People are Googling, who can I find that does this service near me?
You know what? And I love that you said that. Not just have it within your state, because like I said, I've been reading like, okay, so I first got to get in my state. The money for me, the real powwow that's going to happen for me is becoming that mobile notary.
Mhm.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm doing. So it's like, in fact, it's like, so I'm getting certified in North Carolina. My daughter's getting certified in Georgia, and then we're both going to become mobile notaries because, like you said, the importance of it. Because I'm gonna tell you what, Letitia, I went. Where's my paper? Oh, I already put it. I went. So it's time for me to renew for my DBE in Virginia, and printed out the paperwork. And I was like, okay, I need to go ahead and get this notarized. It was after 5 o'clock. I went to the UPS store, and they were like, "Oh no, we stopped notary services at 5 o'clock." What? I was like, "What?" So this is where that mobile notary is like, yeah, you want these 2 pages notarized, it's $25 a page.
Mhm. Yep.
And guess what? If that's between $25 a page, so that's $50, and me submitting my information so I can be included for these contracts and these RFPs that are 6 figures, 7 figures, even 5 figures. But that's not $50 is nothing. And I'm
Exactly.
willing to pay it. So I'm with you, girl. It's all money everywhere, everywhere.
And I would say also, and listen, I'm not an expert in notary services, but I can tell you, you can become a loan signing agent, and you can get steady business from mortgage
Mm-hmm.
companies. Whenever someone wants to refinance their mortgage, they have to have a certain type of notary to do that signing. So if you're a loan signing agent, that gives you an opportunity to do some notary work that other notaries may not be qualified and credentialed to do. So there's a niche within notary that can also add some additional revenues for you.
Ooh, girl, I was like, right now.
Add
More,
it to the
more,
business plan.
look, right, more for my daughter than for me. I'm like, okay.
All right, let me see. I'm thinking did we get all the questions? Don't let it expire, Destiny.
I know that's
Oh,
right.
you just let it expire. Renew
Oh
it. There's
man,
opportunities
yes,
in here.
yes.
Let's see what else we got. On the last stretch of my SAM certification, then you'll go for service disabled. Listen, service disabled veteran, there are certain contracts that they only have for
The
veterans, and if
only,
you're service disabled, that's
only
even
them.
better. Yes.
And then also what you can do with that. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. Okay, here we go. Right, I know I'm gonna stop talking because I got to save some of this for her group. That as a service disabled veteran, you get that certification. I don't know what type of business that you are in. So say if we're out there, I see something that's dealing with leadership. Okay, so I also do leadership workshops. You don't know anything about leadership, but guess what you got? You got that certification for service disabled.
Mhm.
And guess what we gonna do? You gonna go in as the prime because you got that certification. We gonna talk. We gonna split the money. We gonna do whatever it is, however we gonna do. But that increases your exposure. That increases our revenue, and then that also benefits me because I can put that on within my past performance.
Mhm.
Again, this is all, guys. This is win win. Okay.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so well, yeah, let's talk, y'all.
Yeah, we're giving you some really good strategic nuggets here because I mean we got to play chess, not checkers, when we're dealing with these contracting opportunities. So hopefully y'all are taking some good notes about this. I think that's all the questions.
Cool.
So I'm gonna awesome, Joy. Glad you're looking to collaborate.
Cool.
I want to close us out by talking a little bit about the mentorship program. So, this was kind of birthed out of requests for me to have something that was a little bit more economical for folks. I get that one-on-one consulting in a 12-month contract, it gets expensive. I understand that. There are
Mm-hmm.
some people that are in position to do that, and some of us are still trying to work our way up to, having a one-on-one consulting relationship. So this group mentorship is kind of a hybrid, right? So it's not
Mm-hmm.
like I'm just putting a bunch of content on a platform and it's self-service like that. What we're going to be doing over that 12 months is we're going to have live instruction via Zoom calls. So Michelle's going to be one of our fabulous presenters. But what we're going to be doing is live instruction via Zoom. Everything's going to be recorded and uploaded to a course platform. So if you miss a session, you can always go back and catch it. Or if you need to just sit with something, maybe it was just a lot for you in that session, you can go back and watch it again. We'll do quarterly one-on-one coaching sessions. So you'll still have one-on-one time with me. On a quarterly basis, we're going to be checking in about your
That's good.
progress and strategizing on some things that you need to do for the next quarter. You're going to have a community of amazing, like-minded women. And y'all, everything that I do has a target of women entrepreneurs. So, that, guys, I'm not discriminating against you. You're welcome to. But I'm just telling you that that is my ideal client. I know
Mm-hmm.
that. So I speak directly to these fabulous women that are out there. So you get that community as part of that. But not only that, I think that the instructional piece is important. The consulting piece is important. But some of us just need some good old services too.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that are still trying to figure out how to get your business finances in order, I'm going to give you my 12-month business credit program as
Oh,
part of
that's
it.
good.
So
That's
we've got
good.
you have to have that business credit established. That is, another thing that people don't know that corporations look at. I run Dun and Bradstreet profiles. I need to see who I'm working with. Are you paying other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the risk associated with your business? So I need to know whether or not there are financial risks associated with you. And if you haven't started building your business credit, it's just a question mark, right? We don't need question marks. We need
Mm-hmm.
exclamation points. um, so I'm going to give you 12 months of my business credit builder program. I'm going to give you 12 months of, I call it credit optimization services because it's beyond credit repair. It's really helping you to establish a strong personal credit report as well. So when we start talking about funding opportunities, you're limited if you haven't established good personal credit. So you get 12 months of credit optimization services with that also. And then we have partnerships with lots of companies that can offer you services, discounted services that are going to be necessary for you to scale. So I want to be very loud and clear. If you haven't heard us say this already, you need to be able to execute on those contracts that you receive. And if you are a
Mm-hmm.
one-woman show, you're going to need some help. You can't do everything in your business and still think that you're going to be able to scale up to these large contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So partnering with a company that offers virtual assistant service. She's actually going to be one of the presenters as well. So y'all will hear
That's
from
cool.
Brittany tomorrow. And she's going to talk about how you can leverage a virtual assistant or multiple virtual assistants to start doing more of the administrative and tactical things in your business, so you can stop working on in your business and start working on your business. So that's just one example. You'll need, certain HR, payroll, timekeeping services, like we got it all, accounting services, all of those things.
I love it.
We have partners that will be able to offer you some fabulous discounts to be able to acquire those things.
So can I ask a question to
Yeah.
that? Now,
Mhm.
so what states do you cover? Is this any
Any
state, any
Anywhere
industry?
in the 50 states. Yeah.
Okay. And any industry? What industries do you guys work with?
Any industry, it doesn't
Okay.
matter whether you're service-based or product-based. I can tell you my experience, my strength is more along the lines of service-based, but everything that I teach can apply to product-based entrepreneurs as well. Like the fundamentals, they don't change. The
Right.
strategy doesn't change. You may tweak some things here and there just to make it like I can't be, I'm not an expert in retail. I don't pretend to be. That ain't my lane, right? So if you're a product-based entrepreneur and you're looking for someone that is going to help you more along those lines, I can give you high level. Here's what I would do to try to get myself out there. But certain strategies that are more specific to retail industry, I can't. I'm not the expert in that. So I
That's
stay
good.
in my lane. I know my lane and I stay in it. But the first part of this, I think the most important thing is let's get the certifications, because that's a lengthy process, right? It may take several months, 3, 4, 5 months. It just depends. It could be 30 days. We've seen it everywhere from less than a month to up to 4 months, depending on the certifying agency. But
Yes.
yeah,
Sorry, go
we
ahead.
want to get that going first, right? So we want to make sure you got that going. And then we're going to get into more of how do you align your brand to your corporate client that you're going after, right? We actually have a special guest that is the brains behind a lot of your favorite brands, and you don't even know it. She's a branding beast. She's going to talk to us about the brand aspect of it. She's actually also a government contracting officer. So we're going to leverage her on both sides. Listen,
I
we're
know
going to get
that's
some
right.
inside scoop from the government
Yes.
contract side. So she's going to talk to us about both of those things. We're going to talk about how do you align those products and services. I think some of the questions that you asked earlier about, what are they procuring? Do they need these types of services? Thinking through what I have to offer and then who I need to offer it to. And maybe I might need to modify my offer to better fit that corporate client, right?
That's
Or
good.
that
That's good.
government client. And then your marketing strategy to reach them. So we're going to talk through how you get in front of those folks. You got some good nuggets today. And then we're going to talk about more of the operational side, like how are you going to tactically deliver on that next level of growth? You're going to start with some SMART goals. We're going to talk about how to leverage technology in your business to optimize efficiency. You're going to need to gain as many minutes and hours in your day as possible. If there are things that you are manually doing that technology can do for you, those are easy things to implement. Get the right technology to get that off your plate. And then the things that technology can't do for you, that's where you need people resources. That's when we're going to talk about how are you going to recruit, onboard, and manage talent so that you can work on your business instead of in it. That's where Brittany's going to talk to us about virtual assistants. And she actually uses her VAs to help her get government contracts. They are
That's good.
writing,
Yeah.
they are writing the biz for her. Beautiful. And then how do you gain momentum by building authority in the market? LinkedIn is such a useful tool for that. So we need to have some good LinkedIn strategies of how we're going to be seen as the experts. And then when we get to the ascend part, this is where we're going to be talking about, again, capability statements are critical to that process, making sure that you have a professional capability statement, that when it comes time for you to submit a proposal, you got a good solid template to work from for your proposal. Of course, it's going to be different for every pitch that you're making, but you need to know the elements of that proposal so that
Mhm.
you can get a commitment. And then we've got how to register for those of you who have not registered with sam.gov. How do you register with the federal government to do business, and how to search for those contracting opportunities. And then we're going to do a deep dive into corporate contracts. This is the Letitia's pick your brain session about corporate contracts and how to navigate that space. And then I'm also going to give you some secret strategies on how you secure sponsorships and partnerships. So that's like the cherry on the sundae that a lot of people
Good.
don't think about. You can actually partner with businesses that, you know, have community relations type goals or public relations opportunities, and they're looking for a way to get themselves out there beyond just the spending that they're doing with your business. They're looking for partnership opportunities to get some good public relations. So those opportunities
Hmm.
exist out there too. That's a whole lot of stuff.
That is.
I don't know if
That's
y'all
good.
realize that.
No, that's
Yeah.
that.
I
No,
try to
that's
be comprehensive.
phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I mean, I could see whoever's afterwards, they going, well, no, even before your program ends, that the way that you broke it down, each step they're going to be able to just build. So you got great building blocks. I love it. I
I
love
feel
it.
really good about that. And I'm always open to feedback. So y'all, if you feel like there's something that's missing from the mentorship, if we can, if we can, you know, incorporate it in, if we can incorporate it in, we definitely will. Because I really do. I mean, just like you, we love to see people win. I always say
Yeah.
that's my drug of choice. So I just really that's what kind of gets me hopping out of bed in the morning. So if there's a way that we can help you with that, then we definitely want to. And so if you're interested in signing up for the mentorship program, I added it as a pinned comment, and I
Oh,
think I
cool.
put the link in there. If y'all can't access that link, let me know. But the link is
Mhm.
in that pinned comment as well.
I want to see that. Okay, I see it. It's the
Yeah,
Bitly Savvy Diva
Savvy
Mentor.
Diva
Okay.
Mentor.
Uh-huh. Cool.
Yep. Did
No,
I
this is
get all the
exciting.
questions? I'm excited too. I'm
No,
so glad that
I'm
you're a part of
serious.
it.
I'm serious because I hear some things like you're very much like a teacher, like I am. You know, we hear stuff like, "Hey, come learn how to make $1 million in 15 minutes." Is that all? Just 15 minutes? We know it takes a whole lot more than that. And, you know, and like you said, you're giving them this all of this strategy, and I love it. And if they apply it, and I have to say this, if they apply it, if you apply it, you will win. That's it. That's all. She can talk, her and her sister, because you're doing this with your sister, right? Or is this just yours? I'm
This
sorry.
one I'm doing on my own. My sister
Okay.
and I are doing we doing some kingdom building together.
Okay. Okay. So the thing is that is one of the things that I've heard from different groups was um, you know, from all different types of programs. Yeah, I took his thing and nothing happened. But what did you do with it?
There
That
you go.
right, that's it. Are you working the principles and the guidelines and everything that she's giving you? Or are you just sitting back? This is just the time that you just spent this money just to hear her speak. Now, guys, she has a lovely voice, but it's like, is that all that you're doing? Because if you're not working what is being taught to you, it's not gonna it won't work.
Yes.
It won't work.
I'm glad you said that because, you know, that's one of the things that, I mean, as consultants, as coaches, you know, we can lead you to water, but we can't make you drink. So we can give you everything that you need, but execution is so important. And honestly, like I will tell people if I don't hear that urgency in their voice, if I don't hear the commitment in their voice when we're talking, I may say this probably is not a good fit for you because I don't want you to feel like you wasted money because you haven't seen the result. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to make any promises that I can help you to achieve any type of result by doing it for you because this ain't a done for you process, right?
It's not. It's
it,
not.
it has to be you doing the work, we're going to do a lot of stuff together. So keep that in mind. We're going to do a lot together, but we're not going to do it all together. So you have to be the one to walk away and say, I'm going to do this. This is my execution. We're going to have the plan, but I can't do the plan for you. You have to execute on your own.
Or
Cam, that's a really
as one
good
of my,
question. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Michelle.
no, I was just gonna say, as one of my mentors said, when he said it, I was like, what? He was like, all right, I need y'all to stop praying. What? I was like, wait a minute. He was like, and then he went in, he was like, you prayed about the same thing 16 times and didn't, like you said, and didn't put any execution, no work behind it. He was like, so that's what I'm talking about. You need to stop praying.
Yes.
We were like, oh, okay.
Listen, we have faith, but then you know what they say about faith. Faith without works is dead. Okay.
Yes,
And I
ma'am.
see Katrina, she gets it. She agrees. She says it works when you work it, just like the word. That is absolutely right. You got to do something. Like God can't bless you if you're not gonna get up
No.
and move, right?
No, he's not. He's not.
So yeah. And Cam, you asked the question about how many I'm accepting into the program. Because of the nature of this program, this isn't gonna be like everybody. I can't do 1,000 mentees in this program. So ideally, I would cap this one at no more than 10 to 15. And the reason why is because this is going to be, a very intense program. And in order for me to give you what you need on a one-on-one basis, which we're going to be checking in one-on-one quarterly, I really want people that are going to be putting in the work. And if I'm going to be in the trenches with you in those one-on-one sessions, I want people that are going to, they're going to be following through. So it definitely is more of a limited program just because I need to, and we need your results as much as you need them, right?
Absolutely.
It helps with our credibility. I need past performance as well, y'all.
Yeah.
I need to be able to show that we're having success. So that means that I'm really going to be looking for folks that are willing to get it done. And if you're not ready to work, or if you've got other things going on in your life where this is going to be just an added stressor versus a blessing for you, then I'd say wait until you're at a point to where you can really focus, because this is really going to require you to put forth some effort in your business that if you've been kind of, and I'll just say treating it more like a hobby than a business, probably not that program yet. Let's get you to a point to where you like, I am 100% committed to my business and getting it to that next level. So I want you to be willing to put in the work. Is it work getting government certifications, Michelle?
Yeah, it is.
Is it work being on contract?
Yeah, it is. But once you got it, I'm telling you, once you get that one big contract, you be like, it's up from there. I'm telling you, it's up from there, guys.
So what we want is for you to be willing to put in the work to get it done. Because it does take time to, to get yourself out there and network and pitch your business and really, tighten up your LinkedIn profile. It takes time to do those things. And if the commitment level isn't there, I would not want you to, I don't want you to pay money for something that you're not going to get the full benefit of. And that's just how I operate.
Yeah, but then I want to say also to that, but if you're ready for a change.
Yes.
If you're like, I need this, and you're like, but if you're ready, if you're ready for change, guys, when I heard the breakdown of what she has, it's next level stuff. It's next level stuff. So you ready for change?
Thank you. Listen, the mic drop. Can I also just share a little bit more of why this is important to me? Because, when I was developing this program, and it took me a while to really build out everything that I just explained to you, this is important to me because this is the type of stuff that helps us to level the playing field. And I'm going to be honest with you, I see a lot from my vantage point. And I want to be able to help us, but a lot of us are just not in position for me to really be able to do that. And so this is my way of getting us to a point to where we can have a fair opportunity to compete. If y'all don't understand what that means, you are getting the benefit of someone who is making those decisions, helping you to get yourself in position to where now you can get to the table, and not just get to the table, but actually walk away with a contract. I'm trying to help, the folks that don't have that type of mentoring access. I'm just going to say it. Other folks have access to some things that we don't have access to. And it's because of the privilege that they have because of who they are. And we're in a position where we have to go out and seek this kind of information because it's just not readily available to us. So I'm trying to do what I can to, as an economic equity advocate, I want us to have the same opportunities as everybody else. That's why this program is needed.
Absolutely. And I totally agree. That's why I created what I created, because just like you saw, you're like, wait a minute. There's millions, not thousands, guys. There's millions of dollars that should be going to minority-owned businesses. And guess what? That money, sometimes it goes back to their originator, to the sender. Other times it goes to other groups. And within the government space, there are alternative language and guidance that's pretty much written in every state, because I was able to find this out because I'm certified in so many states. That guess what? If it's not enough of us, if it looks like that there's only one of me and they're saying that the contract is $300 million and they know by myself I can't do it by myself, they could have it in a language like, okay, yeah, we did have somebody bid, but she doesn't have the capacity because I didn't bring forth a teaming capability. I didn't show them that I'm bringing in others. So it doesn't go to me. It goes to someone who don't look like me, and usually who is of a different gender. Okay. All right. If y'all didn't follow that pathway, that happens more than you think.
Absolutely. Yep. So I'm not seeing any more questions. So I think, well, number one, thank you, Michelle. I always enjoy talking to you. Like, we vibe.
Absolutely.
We vibe. So I appreciate you hopping on a Saturday. I appreciate you being one of our guest presenters in the mentorship program.
Absolutely.
I think that what we have the opportunity to do is really special, and hopefully y'all have heard kind of what you're going to get in the program. And if you have any questions after looking at the landing page for that, if you have any questions about it, feel free to inbox me or email me. I'll be glad to, help address any of those questions that you have. But we are just excited about what we're going to be able to do together. So
absolutely.
If you didn't have anything else,
don't forget your homework. Don't forget your capability statement. Send it to her.
Get that capability statement together. And Michelle can definitely help you with that. If you are ready to go ahead and move forward with that, definitely hit her up as well.
Yes, opportunity. She told y'all there's opportunity. Y'all better send her them capability statements.
Stop playing. Stop playing.
She said social media. Remember, she said, oh, website, social media. And when they're on, okay. I'm saying, y'all, come on.
Yeah. Let's get it together. All right. Y'all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see each other soon. Bye.
Bye.